Hey there, my name is Veronica and I'm so happy to be with you today. Today we're going to be talking about how to attract the preferred behavior from your specific person and why your judgments on things are shaping the world around you. I'm going to give you actual proof of examples of things that will help you better understand this concept so that you can get those results that you want and you deserve. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, I would be happy to do so. VeronicaIsles.com is the place to go. Also, don't hesitate to enroll in my self-study course, VeronicaIsles.teachable.com, where you can attract constant communication from a specific person and being made a priority. So rush there now. Okay, so let's talk about why the judgments that you place on things are shaping the world around you and how this can help you understand how to attract the preferred behavior from your specific person. Now, I want to mention it doesn't matter if you're actually in a relationship with this person, if you've broken up, if it's just a crush, friends with benefits, whatever the situation may be. This can help start attracting the behavior you prefer. So when you have a specific person, you tend to analyze every single bit of their behavior, their communication, their lack of communication, everything they're doing on social media. You're constantly analyzing, judging, and trying to understand what all of this means and what all of this means to the kinds of things you're trying to attract from them. Now, the problem is that most of the time we tend to make negative judgments and come to the conclusion that this person is doing the most awful thing in the world, the very thing that is the complete opposite of what we want. For example, if you see your specific person post a picture on social media of them and their friends, you may jump to the conclusion that they're ignoring you, that they want nothing to do with you, that they're excluding you. And you may derive all of these negative emotions from the situation, when in fact, if you would have taken a positive outlook and been like, hey, I'm so happy for them, and I bet they're going to call soon. They probably would have called soon and said, you know, I had a nice time with my friends, but it was actually incomplete without you, and I want to spend the rest of the evening with you, and I want to do this for you and that for you, and saying all the perfect words. Which one are you going to get? You're going to get the one you assume, the one you judge. So most of you are probably used to making these negative judgments, these negative associations for the worse, because we tend to associate the negative feelings as being more truthful, as being more accessible. Maybe this person hasn't really shown up in the preferred way yet, so you feel like the negative feelings of lack are more the truth, but they're not. You obviously want that abundant relationship with this specific person. You don't want more of the lack. So how do we turn this around? So we want to stop assuming the worst, having that knee-jerk response that everything is falling down and that this person is ignoring us. Instead, we want to see this person as gravitating towards us. Now, I'm going to give you a great example, proof in my own world of an example of being judged incorrectly. So I have a forum, veronicaloa.boardhost.com. Now, this particular forum I've had since 2015. Now, I had sort of an incident where I couldn't log on to this forum for a good, I want to say 4 or 5 months. The forum is hosted by a company called BoardHost. BoardHost has been unreachable for all of that time, and I had been receiving a login error for a really, really long time. Now, much love to everyone who has been on BoardHost, but a lot of the people there were under the assumption that I had abandoned them, that I was discarding the forum and wanted nothing to do with them. So basically, they were assuming the worst. And the interesting thing is that that wasn't the case at all. The actual case was that I really couldn't log on. Now, I finally was able to log in through a proxy server. I was having to hide my IP address in order to properly log in. Now, I was determined. I saw what was happening there, and I saw how people were losing faith in me. Like, they didn't understand what was going on, and I couldn't let this happen. So I finally was able to reach BoardHost and get it resolved. They finally responded to my tech emails. I was finally able to log in, and now I'm there on a daily basis. I'm actually trying to revive my forum, so do go there if you want me to answer your questions for free. I'll answer as many as I possibly can. But the interesting thing is that a lot of the people there came up with the assumption that I was doing the worst possible thing when that actually wasn't the case at all. So I would say that a lot of times, in fact, probably more times than not, your specific person actually isn't treating you in the worst possible way when they post something on social media that you interpret as bad, or when they haven't responded to your text message immediately. There may be an actual, honest, legitimate reason why they haven't gotten in touch with you. Maybe they're trying to, and maybe like they can't. Maybe they're stuck at work. Maybe they're in a meeting that is unavoidable. Maybe something strange has happened, kind of like what happened with me and BoardHost. Like, who would have thought that my IP address would be blocked? I mean, I'm the owner of the forum. How was I banned from my own forum? It's really strange, right? So imagine and go into your mind about not assuming the worst possible scenario. The worst possible scenario that this person is abandoning you, treating you awful, treating you like crap. Because again, we don't want this to be the result, and this may actually not be the result. Now, I finally was able to remedy things with BoardHost. I'm assuming that some of the people there really knew. They believed, and they attracted me to finally get in touch with BoardHost and resolve it. But it's going to take you and your specific person in assuming the best. So I want you to test yourself, and the next time they don't respond, maybe for a couple days, you don't suddenly assume the worst, that they want nothing to do with you and they're trying to find a way to let you down easy, or they're completely turned off by something you said, or they're trashing you, or they're making you feel awful. Instead, maybe they're going through an emotional crisis. Maybe they feel awful about themselves. Remember, your specific person is human too, is probably very insecure, probably is worried about other things in their world, maybe money, maybe they're having an argument with their sibling, maybe they're having a fallout with their best friend, maybe they're feeling insecure about their job, maybe they're having issues that has nothing to do with you. So the fact that they didn't respond to your text message right away, or that you didn't get invited to this, or that this didn't happen, like, why are we negatively coming up with all of these assumptions and putting all of the building blocks up for them to continually not contact you? We want to instead open up communication and have it be free-flowing and have that be an experience that just reaches you. You want the best possible experiences with this person. You want them to treat you wonderful. You want things to flow easily and not be obstructed, not be delayed. You don't want the frustration of that. So it's your decision. How are you going to interpret things? Are you going to sit there analyzing things to death and coming up with the worst possible scenarios? Or are you just going to kind of let them be? Remind yourself that they have a life too that has nothing to do with you, and that maybe the negative assumptions you're coming up with, maybe they weren't doing this to you at all. Maybe it was just something that you were assuming because that's the kind of energy that you were existing in. So that was the only truth that you could see, but maybe it wasn't true at all. Again, you want the best, so you want to start forming these wonderful assumptions that they're about to call, that they're about to treat you like gold, that they're about to spend, you know, the entire weekend with you, every single one of their free moments. But let's stop putting so much pressure on them, so much pressure that you end up pushing them away. Again, this can work for any type of situation, even ones that are friendship related or family issues. Let's stop jumping to the worst possible scenario and conclusion. Okay, so I hope that this could help. I am Veronica, and I am wishing you the best possible day. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, veronicaisles.com is the place to go. self-study course, get all of those emails of that daily contact from your specific person. Social media shout-outs, the works. VeronicaIsles.teachable.com. Have an amazing day.